Now I have to specify which year when referencing White Men Can't Jump because God hates me. This shit's on Hulu and it has audio description. So I watched it. I knew I was going to be better to myself this year. 2023 I wasn't gonna make myself watch terrible shit. But having just watched the original White Men Can't Jump recently, I wanted to see what the remake. Oh my god. Oh my god. There was a moment I was sitting there going, you know what this feels like? It feels like for some reason in 2023 we're making really unnecessary soulless remakes of 90s films. It started with House Party and now we have White Men Can't Jump. And I'm not really sure why. And I was like, who's making these fucking movies? And I looked and it's the same fucking director. This movie's directed by the same person who directed the House Party remake. I'm not kidding. I'm serious. I don't want to learn his name. I don't want this to be a thing where I know it, like, where he becomes like the new Jason Friedberg, Aaron Seltzer in my head. And I'm like, no, I shouldn't know who you are. Go away. Stop. House Party wasn't like just god awful. I mean, compared to, the fact that, the original had Kid and Play. It's not like it had Robert De Niro. Like let's be honest. It was what it was at the time. It was fun, but it wasn't Shakespeare. This one, they tried to take Jack Harlow, who I don't think has ever been in a movie before, and someone else. I don't even know. Like, I'm not bothering to learn anybody's names for this project. And put them in a film that used to star Academy Award nominee Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes. And Rosie Perez, by the way, who also is an Academy Award nominee. She didn't win, right? She's a nominee. And they made this. And I don't... why? I don't get it. I don't understand. The film is not even remotely close to the original plot. Which I guess for some respects I give it points because it didn't retread. And I always it's like if you're going to do something, bring something new to the table, have a little bit of new flavor to it. But when I mean that, I mean like having something that's a little bit different, but not like obnoxiously so. Like you still have to make it good. You can't just make it different. It can't just be, like, oh, we flipped the script, guys, and it's totally different. No, I mean like shop around the corner to You've Got Mail. That's what I mean. I mean like if you're gonna update something, just update it. Don't whatever this is. There's literally a plot point in this film. The film shouldn't even be called White Men Can't Jump anymore. Because it doesn't make any sense. There's literally a point in the film where Jack Harlow's character, who, by the way, is about as gangsta as you can get, they just totally missed the point of the original film, which was the fact that Woody Harrelson came across as this like country hick person. That was why he was able to run games on people. It wasn't just that he was white; it was country white. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. If that film starred like Eminem back in the day, it would have a way less impact because people would be like, oh, well, this kid's from the streets, I mean, he grew up not like out on a farm somewhere. I think that was what everybody assumed Woody's character came from in the first film. That was the whole point of casting Woody Harrelson. And in this film, you got Jack Harlow, and he just straight up tries to tell the other guy, he's like, pretty much everybody knows that white men can ball by now. And it's like, then why are we making a movie called White Men Can't Jump? Like, why? If everybody, if we've all moved on and we're all accepting that white men can play basketball, then why did we make this movie? Like, literally, the character voices out loud how ridiculous the concept to this film is, and then they just made the movie anyway. The film isn't entirely really about, you know, this white guy that is so unassuming that nobody believes he can play basketball because he used to play basketball. So it's just that, I mean, they try to make the film about other things. You know, they're both trying to come up. They've got different life issues. They both have girlfriends, and one of them's trying to get into like protein shakes and getting their body in order, and the other one is trying to relive through anger issues and has a dad that has MS. I don't know why we threw this in as a subplot, but poor Lance Reddick is in this film just dying of MS. Everything in this, I got nothing. I got nothing for you guys here. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I can't process why anything exists in this film. The relationship between the boys and their girlfriends is completely different than that in the first film. It's, you know, the stakes are not there. There was a sort of a focus on gambling, which is why Woody, every time he would do one of these games, it was like between him and Rosie, you know, he was always like, just one more, and then, you know, he tried to get her back, and there was this like, he might lose her factor, you know what I'm saying, where she's telling him, you know, she sees that he's obviously got like an addiction to gambling and she just can't be a part of it. But that's not really here. They don't really tackle any of that. They don't really tackle anything. They don't want to tackle anything. They want to tackle, you know, a pro athlete, like people who were potentially pro athletes who didn't quite get their shot and have the opportunity to enter a competition to win some money. That's what this movie's about. One of them happens to be white and one of them happens to be black. And hilarity ensues. But there's no hilarity here. This isn't funny. It's not good. It's just... It's the wrong choice to have made to make this film, and I don't understand why it exists. I think if this film existed and this was the first White Men Can't Jump, we never would have heard of this. Like, nobody would care. It would just be some shit that was released on Hulu. The only reason people are hearing about this is because it's a remake of a much more popular original film. And this is not going to go over well. It already has a 2.7 on IMDb. Basically, that's the equivalent of kill it with fire. The internet is trying to kill this film with fire. It's just... And I don't even... Maybe it's people, like, have a problem with these rappers. I don't know. I don't know either of them, so I don't care. Either way, I saw the first film. The first film was so good that it set up this dynamic relationship between Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes that they tried to recreate. They took the same two people and they put them in Money Train because they were like, oh, these guys work so well together that they'll work together in any circumstance. They're like the next Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. No one's going to want to see these two together again, ever. So this is not that. They should have taken, if anybody wanted to remake White Men Can't Jump, first of all, take a shit on the script you have, throw it away, and write a new one. Get rid of the one that you have. It has nothing to do with anything. And just write a new script. And then, why don't we take two people who have been together before and haven't been together in a hot minute? Why don't we go find Jake Johnson and Damon Wayans Jr. and make a White Man Can't Jump? Let's take the two guys that were in Let's Be Cops and also and also a little bit of New Girl together, and have a proven track record of on-screen chemistry and being funny. And let's put them into a White Men Can't Jump remake, and then possibly hire somebody who isn't the director of the House remake. And you might have a shot at doing this right. But as it stands, this is hot garbage. The audio description from Laura Post. This was post digital or post script, or I don't even know. It's the post media something. I forgot the name of the group that did this. I care so little about this film. I'm so uninterested. I mean, her audio description was fine. I don't even think she cared. I think she was watching this movie going like, I don't know, is anybody gonna watch this? Is anybody gonna make it this far into the movie? She's doing narration like later in the movie. It's just Laura Post does a solid job. She always brings in, I'm just joking, but it's fine. It's hard to gauge what the movie, what is the core thing that you're supposed to be focusing on here. Is it a comedy? Because it's not really funny, is it a race movie? Because I mean, that you pretty much tackled that like once you mention whether or not a character is white or black, and you don't need to keep saying it over and over. It's not something you repeat. You just make a mental note of, okay, well, race plays somewhat of a factor in this film, even though it really doesn't. It does because they put it in the title, but not because they actually wrote a script that matters. I mean, they talk a little bit about like what kind of music do you listen to, and they jam out to Ed Sheeran and Shape of You, and there's some basketball in it. So how do you describe the basketball scenes? Well, honestly, I don't even think the basketball scenes are that great. So I don't think these are people who are trying to really get up in there, which is a shame, because at some point in the film they do actually have real ballers in the film. So, but I know by that time, if you're still watching the film, God love you. I can't recommend this film to anybody, to anyone ever. If this was the only audio described film left on the planet, I would just sadly just tell our blind community we don't have anything with audio description. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's nothing out there for us. I couldn't recommend this to anybody for any reason whatsoever. So I'm going to give White Men Can't Jump, the 2023 version, a D. It was a more enjoyable experience for me to watch the original without audio description on Hulu than it was to watch the remake with audio description on Hulu. I should not be able to say that. However, it's true, because the original is actually fun. It actually has a talented cast. It has a talented director. There's a reason it's a classic that somebody wants to remake. It's because of all of that. So even without audio description, certain things ring through the film. You do miss the basketball scenes, and you miss the scenes where, I don't know, they're driving through the city and nobody's talking or whatever. But you still get so much more from that film than you do from this that has audio description. Yeah, I have no idea who they are. I sat through the credits, and I think that's probably one of the rappers is doing a song during the credits. I don't know. Honestly, the song playing through the credits was the best thing about the movie. Yeah, so we're gonna go with a D. For rest in peace, Lance Reddick. I'm not gonna. This might be the last thing I ever see you in, and I'm not gonna give it an F. I'm not gonna do that to you. I feel so bad that he's in this. I don't know. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And go ahead and click that subscribe button if you haven't already. You can go to my website, macmovieguy.com. You can visit me on Instagram or Twitter at macmovieguy. You can go to the audio description project, adp.acb.org. It'll let you know what has audio description, where you can watch it. And you can go to the ADNA.org. That's the ADNA.org. And you can check out Laura Post and see the, 10,000 things she's narrated. At this point, I'm assuming she's not a real person. She's just simulation that has been narrating things. She's like the Matrix. I think like a solid third of everything is narrated by Laura Post. So I'm pretty certain that's where the Haste Digital or whatever the name of her company is. I think it's her company. I think she finally she stopped working for other people and she created her own audio description company. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and I will definitely watch something else that'll hopefully be better than this, and see you guys on the other side.